Okay, well done. Off you go.
Hello and good afternoon. My name's James. This is Tom. Today we brought our team from Future Tech to help with our presentation. We've been asked to design a fun and informative app that could help children learn more about money. We would much appreciate if you have any questions to leave them till the end. Thank you. So, our app, we've decided to call it Around the World in 80 Days. It's aimed at 6 to 8 year olds, and we believe that it'll help them build financial and money skills throughout life.
So let's meet the team. We've got Cameron Hughes, who is the team leader. We have Dan and Callum, who are both designers. We have Jake, who is in charge of finance. Natalia came up with the concept, and Sam, who is the designer.
So, since the app is aimed at 6 to 8 year olds, we assumed that the people buying the app or purchasing the app would be adults, either parents or teachers. So we did a few surveys. First one, do you download apps for your children? We got a couple of answers. Yes was the majority. So from this, we asked what types of apps do you download for them? Educational, games or others? And we found out that educational was the majority. So we decided to create an educational app.
We also did a survey asking whether people knew that Barclays were creating an app like this. And the vast majority of people said they didn't, which links in quite well with the other survey we asked, asking whether people would be interested in an app like this. And it was the opposite. A vast majority of people said they would, which means there's a spot where people do not know about an app like this, but if there was one, they'd be interested in downloading it.
We believe that brand loyalty is very important. For example, when you walk down the high street, you see the McDonald's brand, everyone knows it, from a young audience to an older audience. We want the Barclays Eagle to be exactly the same. We want children and adults to recognise it, because Barclays are the go-to bank.
We wanted to create a fun and educational game that helps raise awareness of money and banking for children. By doing this, we decided to create an app where you can be either an animal or a child, which will be interesting for children, because it's a bit fun. And you start off the game within your own bedroom, and you slowly work your way around the world. By doing this, you're involved with different currencies, which means you have to work with exchange rates and different money skills. You also learn other things such as life skills, geography skills, and other small little things such as the difference between a credit card and a debit card.
At the first level of the app, you're in Great Britain in your bedroom, and we've decided to have crumpets falling from the top of the screen, which you will have to catch on a plate. We chose crumpets because it's a traditional dish in Great Britain, and the more crumpets you catch on your plate is the more coins you get for your piggy bank. So because of this, we've decided to incorporate the ping it idea, because children want to follow in the footsteps of their parents. So with the ping it idea, they're able to share their coins that they collect with friends to help them get to the next level.
The assumptions. So we assumed that the project's cost is directly correlated to the time we spent on the actual project, which would mean using an hourly minimum rate. And we also assumed that the app designers and developers that already exist within Barclays would take up the project, and thus this would absorb any of the costs that would.
Since the app is aimed at 6 to 8 year olds, we assumed that the app will have its own section in an education part of the App Store. So teachers, schools, parents can download the app from the educational section. We've also assumed that any logos used throughout the presentation doesn't need any copyright authorization. Thank you for your time. We've got some leaflets to hand out, and if you have any questions, my team will help.
Okay, so before you disagree, can we ask some questions? So how would you go about building the app? What sort of technologies would you use, and how are you going to do it? Have you done any work in it yet?
Yeah, I'm just going to give it to Dan. He's the one in charge of this.
Because we are using the Apple platform, then we're thinking about using an Xcode or maybe even Swift, which is a new Apple programming language.
And have you built anything yet, or is it just?
No, we've only got the concept and the pictures for it, which are on the leaflet.
Okay, I'll pretend I'm Angela this time. So, have you looked at any costs associated with this, or how you derive financial benefit from it?
Yes, we have. And originally the app's going to be free, but the cost is going to be in the long term. So we're going to introduce a lot more people into Barclays. So they'll, like the McDonald's sign, kids will recognise it, and when they grow up, go to Barclays and use Barclays products like Ping It and stuff like that.
Okay, so you're not going to derive any financial benefit or revenue directly from the app?
No.
We believe that Barclays, as the company that the app's for, would supply the developers and the people to market the application.
We're seeing a number of apps in this kind of genre coming onto the market at the moment. How are you going to drive traffic onto your application rather than your competitors?
Well, I feel because children this age won't have their own iPhone or tablet, parents will download them for them, so it'll already be there for them, so it'll be much easier for them to get on it. And
Right, but okay, how are you going to get the parents hooked then?
I think, because if the parents are already Barclays customers, we could promote it within the business, and they might find out about it from any emails or anything they could get.
Yep, okay, thank you.
Okay, you mentioned in it, so I've read through your brief, you mentioned in there that some of the themes, some of the financial themes that you will teach children, and you mentioned exchange rates in there. Have you done any market research around the age range that you're going for and the use of exchange rates? So you say it's an app for 6 to 8 year olds, and then you mention exchange rates. Do you think that's appropriate for that age range?
Well, it's more so to do with that you're travelling around the world in the app. So you're getting an idea of different currencies. You're building yourself for the real world.
Okay, thanks. I was going to go through the money as well. You've not actually, you haven't come up with a cost, but that's because you're going to use our people to do it, isn't it? Which actually I think is a good idea. So no, that's all from me as well then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we've got a little bit of time, so I'm going to, if you don't mind, see if there's any questions from any of you in the audience about what you've just seen. Does anybody have any questions for these guys? Yeah? 1 second, let me get a microphone to you, because otherwise we won't be able to hear you on the video, okay? There you go.
Why do you have such a narrow market, only 6 to 8? Why not go for a wider market like 6 to 10 or 6 to 14 and stuff like that?
Because the first debit card is at 11 years old. We want to build, how do you say it? We want to build them for their first debit card, build them for the real world.
So in that case, why not go for something like 6 to 10?
We feel like if we put from 6 to 10, their education levels changed a lot. So something a 10-year-old would know, a 6-year-old wouldn't know what to start with it.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right, good. Any other questions? Yeah? Yep.
With the exchange rate and the age of the children, do you not think that's going to be kind of a bit confusing to explain to them? Because at this age, even I don't really understand the exchange rate.
Like we said to Angela, it's more of the currency thing. It's because they're travelling around the world, they get to understand what countries, what money they use.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't need this actually, because I've got a voice like that.
They need it on the tape. So.
Okay, guys, what did you find, because I came in and mentored with you, what did you find hardest about all of this, about the whole tech innovation?
I think it was coming up with the idea and how we would apply it to Barclays and how it would benefit them.
Okay, thank you, Kristen. Now, don't be tough on them, because you've already done your presentation.
I won't be tough. I've just, there's already an app on the App Store called Around the World in 80 Days. So, what are you going to do about that? It's very simple. This sounds more aggressive than I mean. But yeah, there's already an app called Around the World in 80 Days. So what makes people, how do you know people aren't going to get confused between the two?
Because it's only the concept and we've not developed anything. Something like the name could be changed.
That seems fair enough.
That's a good answer, I think, there. Put them on the spot. I told you not to be tough. Right. Any other questions? One final question from anybody? Otherwise, we'll let the guys stand down. All right, I think, well done, guys, for taking some extra questions. Right, good. Nice to see that those first few groups started picking up.